All right, good morning, classes. This is Miss Cash, making you a little video as always. Wanted to tell you just a couple things before I get started writing some notes for you. I know a lot of you are worried about your tests from Friday or Thursday. We will look at those tests this Friday. You'll have a chance to both get a little extra help if you had trouble understanding, as well as then take a makeup test if that's what you need. We are coming to the end of our 9-week cycle on Friday, so if you do have other things that you haven't turned into me that you want to turn in, please talk to me about that as soon as you can tomorrow. All right, so for today we're going to be looking at percents and decimals. I know this is pretty middle school here, stuff that you probably already know how to do, so we're going to go through it fairly quickly and just review it, and then we're going to apply that to exponential growth, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So first video is just going to address percents and decimals. When you have a percent, say 74%, that actually the meaning of that is 74 divided by 100. Anything that says percent means divide by 100. And if we change that to a decimal, we simply use our calculator and type in 74 divided by 100, and it will give us the percent as a decimal, so 0.74. Now, what if I have something along the lines of 30%? 30% is 30 over 100, and when I divide that on the calculator, I don't get 2 decimal places. I get 0.3. Not 0.30, although you can put the 0 there if you want it, but 0.3 is what the calculator is going to tell you. But that is 30%, as opposed to 3%. If you put it in the calculator, you get 0.03. We need that placeholder there to tell us that's not 30%, it's 3%. So be careful with those. If you need to, always divide by 100 to get that. Now, what if I have a number bigger than 100%? Let's say I have 240%. Sometimes you can have numbers bigger than 100 as percents. That still just means take your number and divide it by 100. And what you'll end up getting is you'll get a decimal number that's bigger than 1. If you're going the other direction, if you're given a decimal or a fraction, so let's say I was given 0.15. If I want to change that to a percent, what I do is I multiply it times 100%. So to go the other direction, we multiply. When I multiply that, you can use your calculator if you need to, but it becomes 15%. It is important that you put this percentage here because it is equivalent to a decimal. It's not the number 15, it's 15%, which is equivalent to 0.15 as a decimal. Now, anytime you want to work mathematically with percents, you want them as decimals. So that's why if you're given a percent, you need to know how to change it to a decimal. Don't multiply by a percent at all until you've changed it to a decimal. Now, you can add 2 percents together if they're both already percents, but never multiply unless you've already changed it to a decimal. One more quick one. Let's see. If I had 1.25 as a decimal times 100, it'd give me 125%. So you can see that going back and forth, we either divide by 100 or multiply by 100. Those should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? What if you had a fraction? Let's say I had 14 over 30. Well, I'll just take the fraction times 100. That one I may want to use my calculator for because I have a feeling it won't come out being a stopping decimal. So just 14 divided 30 times 100. And I get 46.67 if I round. But you see that that's giving me, the multiplying by 100 gives me that answer as a percent. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm going to stop the video here. You go ahead and do your decimal to percents until you understand them. There is another video about multipliers.